LA Clippers superstar Kawhi Leonard is really tough to get updates on. He's really kind of a private guy and maintains a marked absence on social media. The Clippers are eager for Kawhi Leonard to return better than ever next season, but getting the real lowdown is like searching for the Holy Grail. So what's really going on? Is he returning, and if so, when? Keep watching to find this out and more.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First, infrequent updates left fans wondering. Leonard, the two-time Finals MVP, is currently rehabbing a knee injury, and there is no official words as to his progress as of yet. Most of the buzz out of there is from vague reports by teammates, shrug-offs by coaches, and two-word answers from trainers. Fans were left waiting all the way to the last day of the season to find out if the forward would be returning. That never happened. The wildfire rumors intensified, as could be expected. Focus inevitably started shifting to the offseason, with all reports saying the superstar is recovering well. But with the news being sparse, is the information reliable or not? Let's find out. Then, the question is still whether he will or won't return. Will Kawhi be back on the floor? For the first time and not a moment too soon, fans have a glimmer of light at the end of this undoubtedly dark and silent tunnel. The Athletics' Law Murray, a staff writer for The Athletic covering the LA Clippers, finally claimed it has been confirmed that Kawhi will be returning. Murray added that at the very least, some preseason action from Kawhi was not out of the question. Kawhi himself never says much, especially in the offseason. He did make a brief appearance during the last week's team hype video. As expected, it was the usual clips of Kawhi working out of the gym, but there was a brief audio clip where he could be heard. His words were, and I quote, "Physically, I feel good." Official updates are sparse and comments are gruff or overheard. And that about one of the bona fide stars of the game? Go figure. It's no wonder fans are confused. If what has been said is true, there clearly is a reason for optimism, but how trustworthy is the confirmation? Stay tuned to find out. So what exactly is a torn ACL? It is a sprain or tear of the anterior cruciate ligament, ACL. This is one of the strong bands of tissue that connects the thigh bone to the shin. The injury most commonly occurs in sports where sudden stops, changes in direction, jumping, and landing are involved. When the injury happens, people often hear or feel a popping noise and sensation in the knee. As a consequence, the knee swells and feels unstable in the extreme and may even be too painful to carry the athlete's weight. Treatment and rehabilitation include rest and specifically designed exercises, mostly under supervision, to rebuild stability and strength. Most individuals with the right treatment and care recover from this kind of injury within 6 to 9 months, but is this the case with Kawhi Leonard, or was his injury more severe than anybody let on? Now, what we know for sure, Leonard's right knee gave out during the 4th game of the 2021 Western Conference semifinals. He came up limping after a strong drive towards the basket against Joe Ingles. This resulted in Leonard sitting out the last 4 and a bit minutes of the game. Consequently, he was sidelined and had to undergo surgery to repair a partial tear of his right knee's ACL. It is still not certain whether he will return at some point during the postseason after missing the entire 2021-22 season due to his injury. So it turned out the knee issue was way more serious than Leonard thought, and it ended with what would have been a spectacular playoff run. The Clippers announced the success of the surgery on the 13th of July, adding that his return had no timetable attached. But about his return, crickets. Spoiler alert, we will be giving you the latest, most factual news in this video. But what are other people saying? Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports reported that Leonard was ahead of schedule in his rehabilitation. He added that this was a strong possibility that Kawhi would return to the court this season. Shortly thereafter, following the Clippers' win over the Lakers, Tyrone Lue, the Clippers coach, implied that Kawhi would probably not be back this season. This all contributed to the fans' confusion and frustration. Lue then later said, to hit the playoffs going at 100 from 0 to 100, that is pretty tough. But if the medical guys say he's cleared and he's able to do that, that is totally up to him. So whichever way you peel this tomato, there is absolutely no consistency in the messaging coming from those around Leonard. Maybe we should hear it from the horse's mouth. And what is Leonard himself saying? At the Clippers media day, Leonard was asked about his recovery. He was vague, saying that he was working with the staff day to day. He went on to tell reporters, "The challenge of it, just seeing how quickly I can get better and stronger than what I was when I'm healthy," Leonard said. "That's where I pretty much turn my mindset to." 30 years old this year, Leonard added that he wanted to play this season, and that's why he signed a long-term deal to remain in Los Angeles. He wanted to secure some money, and he really wanted to be well enough to come back this year if he was able. "I wouldn't have taken the 1-and-1 deal. I probably would have not played just to be cautious and opted out and took a 5-year deal, but I'm here. I'm here to be a Clipper. I'm not going to another team unless something drastic happens. I'm here for the long run." Positive for sure, but positivity and the practicalities of recovery from such an injury are not always on the same schedule. So we know reality and truth are somewhere in the alphabet soup, but what exactly is real and what is true? Of course, there are other predictions about his return. Leonard's trainer predicted in mid-July that the best version of his star client would return soon, and even went on to compare him to Michael Jordan. This was fighting talk if you consider Leonard's last live game was his postseason. At that point, he was averaging 30 points per game from the field. Any upgrade is seriously bold, but in his favor, Leonard was looking good in workout sessions. At this time, even the Clippers president of operations spoke of the intensity of Kawhi's workout. In fact, he joked about the team having to foot the lights bill. ESPN's Om Young-misuk went on air and said, "From what we've been told, Kawhi Leonard looks good. He's on pace to kind of make his way back. He's been working with what Lawrence Frank calls a maniacal work ethic. I just think they're going to take things very slow, but at least these guys are continuing to work on their chemistry." So these updates and snippets of information were sporadic and vague. Nobody was prepared to wager on facts, but everything did begin to add up to Kawhi Leonard's looming return. So again, is he or is he not? Finally, a picture of what fans can expect. First, Kawhi Leonard has always been ultra-conservative with the management of injuries. There is no reason for this time to be different. But what we can read into some of the commentary, especially the comments about his training regime, is that his play on the court will probably not be hindered at all. What we could probably expect to see when Kawhi returns is a reserved approach to back-to-back games. He avoided back-to-back in the 2019 and 20 seasons, but did play them in the 2020 and 2021 seasons. Any other potential hindrances seem to be almost non-existent. He will be rusty, that's for sure, but from what we have been able to ascertain, Kawhi should be back to the form he had before the injury. Coming right up, the breaking news about Kawhi Leonard's return. Keep watching, and at last, I'm back! So for the first time since the injury back in 2021, fans can jot down on the calendar when the return will be. Unofficially, Kawhi Leonard will be back, and that on the season's opening night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Philosophically, the Clippers always remained positive that Leonard would experience a 2022-23 season filled with both on-court success and free from injury niggles. Lawrence Frank, the Clippers president of basketball operations, even said, "I just trust the process of seeing him work every day and how hard he works. Regardless if he's like the right off the bat or it takes a little bit of time, I have great faith that he will be back and better than ever." The Clippers didn't rule out Kawhi's possible availability for the 2021-2022 season either, but it seems they were always mindful that the recovery from an ACL injury can never be accurately estimated. Lawrence kept on underlining that everyone is different in the way they return from ACL injuries, and noted rather profoundly, they can come back and be 100% in some cases, be better than ever. After all the mastery and speculation surrounding Kawhi Leonard's recovery from his knee ligament tear, all we can do is wait until he steps on the court. The season from there will tell us how well he's recovered. Remember to diarize the opening game against the Lakers. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that share button, and we will see you in the next video.